What's happening, everybody? How are you?
Hey, everybody.
We're glad to be back with you. My name is Paul.
Hey, and I'm Lesley.
And we are turning pages with Paul and Lesley. We are all turning pages. Get it? You're turning pages with Paul and Lesley. Really glad to be back here with you guys again today. It's another Saturday and another stack of books.
Yeah, thank you all so much for subscribing to this channel, for hitting the like button, for just being a wonderful community and supporter of the channel. We really appreciate it.
You have been absolutely amazing, to the point we've got to share something with you guys. Thank you.
Yes!
Thank you for helping us. Thank you for helping us hit 500 subscribers.
Thank you so much.
We are currently at 505 subscribers, and I was really amped when I read in the comments that one of you said, I shared your page with some of my friends, and I'm going to help you hit that 500. And there was so many of you that was so supportive. Thank you so much.
We really appreciate you all. It means so much. We really enjoy this channel. We really enjoy the community.
Yeah.
And we had no idea that we would grow this quickly.
We didn't.
And it's all because of you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we were just here today working with some family members on their channels that they're about to get started. And we were just sharing. We hit record. We uploaded a video one Friday night. And boom, you guys tuned in, subscribed, and it has just been such a great ride.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, we are so grateful. So, as you all know, we don't like to take up a lot of your time.
Oh no,
we're just having conversations and talking, but we had to tell you thank you.
Thank you.
So here's what we're gonna do today. Last week we gave you our March TBR. And we're excited about what we're going to read in the month of March. And thank you for sharing what you're going to be reading.
Yes.
But
my gosh.
Tonight, whenever you see this, we're going to be talking about the Black authors that we have read in the month of February. I've got 2.5 because I'm not finished yet.
No.
I'm about halfway through one of the books, so I'm pushing it into March. And didn't we say, babe, that every month was going to be Black History Month, right?
Yeah, we had so many books that we shared that we wanted to read for the month of January, knowing that we would not get through every single one of those books.
Right.
But we have enough to spread us out until December, to be honest with you.
We do.
We're looking forward to it.
We really are. And as you guys introduce us to new Black authors, every time we get on here,
there's so many
we're learning about somebody new and some new books. And so we're excited. So here's what we're going to do. I've got 2.5 books, and how many books do you have, babe?
I've got 4, but real short.
Okay, you got 4 books, and so what we're going to do is we're going to talk to you just a little bit, about the books we read by Black authors in the month of February, and kind of share with you a little bit of our insights, some of the highlights, and our review on those books. So, babe, as always, you go ahead and you go first.
Okay, so I'm starting with this book because when we first started the channel, this name just kept popping up over and over and over again. And I finally purchased all of his books and I was going to start reading one of them. And I said, you know what? I went back and saw a feedback and said, you need to start with this one first.
Okay.
And so I did. Blacktop Wasteland by S.A. Cosby. Oh, whoever, I'll have to go back and thank that person, recommended this. Thank you. I'm just going to put it out there because I may not find it. Thank you so much. This guy, I mean, wow. He's got a new book coming out, I think in July, somewhere in there. It's coming out this year, maybe September. And boy, I if it's anything like this, Paul, you gotta read this one. It's a fast-paced heist thriller.
Okay.
Cultural, it's all in there. African American guy, Beauregard, bug, montage, skilled mechanic, can drive fast cars, can get away. I mean, the boy is bad.
Yeah.
But he's got these internal struggles with being this bad boy and trying to raise his children and his family, his wife, trying to, go away from that type of life.
Right.
Is an internal struggle for him. And, you deal with, so many things in this book. You deal with race. You deal with his internal struggles. You deal with, lack of finances.
Okay.
And having to do what you can do to take care of your family.
Right.
Sometimes you do things that are not good. And they get you in deeper trouble.
Right.
And it goes on from there.
Okay.
And this had me hooked to the final page.
Wow.
And S.A. Cosby's writing. So, this is what I'm going to say. He speaks to the culture.
Okay.
But he paints pictures in your mind that's real, that you can relate to as an African American. And I mean, the man can write. Wow. He can just write. Okay. And like I said, fast-paced thriller heist is what they call it.
Okay.
Just wonderful. Blacktop. Wait, man, this was good.
And you did listen to that one too, right?
I read some and I listened to some.
Okay.
And I'll tell you this, the audio to me was so much better.
Okay. Yeah.
The audio, the person that's reading the narrator is just sometimes he's got that swag.
Okay. So you can feel it.
You can.
Yeah.
And it's just, I mean, I don't think it's S.A. Cosby reading it, but if it is, he's got swagger.
Oh, man.
It's really, it's one I know you will enjoy.
Okay.
I know.
All right.
And it's not long.
I will definitely get to that one.
Yeah, you will love this one.
So the first book for me is called basically Half Blown Rose by Lisa Cross Smith.
Yeah.
Now, everybody, this was the very first one that I read, and this is a book that I got from the dollar store. Leslie has a copy of it as well. So essentially, this book is it's different because it's about black people with means. The family, all of the families really in here are people with means, people who have money. To be able to be raised in other countries and travel the world. With 3 siblings and their parents. The father's a musician, the mother's an artist, and they've been able to travel the whole world. Right now, this particular, the main character was married to a gentleman who wrote a book about some things in his past and he never told her about. He never disclosed, and so when she found out about it, it crushed her. And so she left him in the United States and moved to Paris. And while in Paris, she meets a lover. And that just complicates everything.
Yeah.
And so it's just a real story about her trying to get beyond what happened to her and still having feelings for her husband, but having feelings for this new guy.
Yeah.
And trying to navigate all of that and trying to figure out, do I want to go back or do I want to go forward?
Yeah.
And it's really, really, it was an interesting book. Because it did have a lot of the French language in here.
Okay.
And so you had to infer sometimes what they meant because it didn't go back in English and tell you what it meant. So you had to try to figure out what that meant. That was definitely different. And as I said, the style of writing would change from time to time. It would be like a narrator from time to time, and then it would be actually what's going on.
Okay.
Speaking like in first person. It's just really interesting.
Yeah, it's that kind of book.
Yeah, but here's what gets me, y'all. The ending of a book matters. The way a book ends matters. And this one left me scratching my head. It really did. When it was coming to the end, babe, I was looking for it to get exciting. I was like, okay, everything's about to come to a head. It's all about to happen right now. And then, boom. It was almost like we were coming to the highlight of the movie, and then everybody turned the cameras off, turned the lights off, and we're like, we're done. and that left me in a real bad way.
Yeah.
So I would have reviewed it higher. I can't remember what I gave it. I think like 2 stars. That ending really just it just didn't work for me. But I mean, it is what it is. But that's Half Blown Rose by Lisa Cross Smith. Really interesting book throughout, but the ending just didn't work for me. And again, maybe I missed something. Maybe it's me and not the ending. I don't know, but the two of us, we just didn't jive.
I got you. I got you.
So, what do you have?
So you know, I am just I want to call her the princess of romance right now, because I think she has I don't know if I can say queen, because there may be somebody out there. I think Beverly Jenkins, that may be the queen of romance,
Okay.
black romance right now, but I'm not sure. But this author is definitely uh, Kennedy Ryan. This Could Be Us, which is the second book in the Skyland series. Definitely doesn't shy away from the complexities of relationships,
Okay.
from the complexities of life, real life. She's just that kind of author. Sensual, heartfelt, heartwarming, drama, messy, almost in some cases soap opera like.
Wow.
But at the same time still real.
Okay.
This one is about Soledad. And Soledad is the second character that's focused. The first one I think was Jasmine. And this one, and then the next one that's coming out this year is going to be on Hendrix.
Okay.
Soledad is married, but there's some things that go on with the husband, and it goes downhill. And then, of course, there's another love interest that comes in. You're talking about thievery. You're talking about you deal with autism.
Okay.
Children of autism with autism. She, like I said, she doesn't shy away from the complexities of life.
Wow.
And the complexities of relationships. This one is just outstanding. I can't wait for the third book. I think it's the third and final. I'm not sure. You all let me know, because what I did find out, honey, on another note, is that the Fourth Wing got supposed to be 5 books.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I think I saw that in the comments, right?
In the comments. I really appreciate that subscriber for letting us know that.
Yeah.
So if you know if they're going to be more than 3 books, let me know. But I think they're only going to be 3 in the Skyland series. I could be wrong. If you all know, please, community, let us know. But Kennedy Ryan is she's just amazing.
She is. And I don't want to just stay with that book, but I want to talk about the author for a moment.
Yeah.
For me being new to romance style books,
right.
I didn't know what to expect.
Right.
And so when I got into it and I started seeing her really bring life into the book, finances, divorce, mental health. I mean, the way that she brought all of what life is,
trauma,
into that book,
second chances,
tragedy, loss, all of it, and how beautifully she was able to intertwine it into the story, and still keep it about love, and still keep it about romance. It was so good.
And still have a good pace.
And
still keep to the culture. And be relatable. It's
the
just
culture.
The way she's a wonderful writer.
In fact,
for this time.
One certain song that they liked together that they played on New Year's Eve, about Tony.
Yeah.
I'm talking about y'all. She definitely rep for the culture. Great author.
Wonderful job, Kennedy Ryan. Thank you for making
wonderful.
And writing
if you
books.
can't tell, you got some fans here. You got some
really
fans
do.
right here.
You really
do.
Everybody,
this book right here now. So after I read Half Blown Rose, I picked up another book that was just completely different in terms of writing style, and it is The Unsettled by Ayanna Mathis.
Wow.
Now, everybody. Can I tell y'all something? Let me show you that again. Everybody, let me tell y'all something. This book right here, I enjoyed this book. And the first book I read a physical copy of in a while. I tried to read Half Blown Rose on a physical copy and just couldn't make it through it. But the way that they printed this one and the darkness of the page, it was one that I could read. And it's one of my wife's favorite kinds, paperback.
Yes, I love it.
This book is fantastic.
Love it.
This book talks a lot about families that left the South.
Okay.
And why they left the South.
Okay.
It talks about how families were owning all these hundreds and thousands of acres of land, and these big companies were coming in to buy them out, tax them out, and they were basically losing all of this very valuable land. And some of the families refused to sell. And they were holding on to their land, but all these developers were developing all around them and just changing the landscape. Once a property nobody even wanted.
Wow.
That's the thing about it. Like at one time, nobody wanted the property. And then all of a sudden, as people moved out of the city into more rural areas, they started buying everything up. And so it talks about fighting to maintain family property and land. It also talks about the daughter who lives in the city in Philadelphia and the difficulties that she had that stem from how she grew up and the things that she saw and the experiences that she had down in the South, and how it affected the way she lived her life, which affected the way her son was coming up. And so what you see is 3 generations of hurt people and how their lives played out. Man, this is such a good book. And the ending of the book really, really, really was amazing. I'm telling you, the way she wrote a character into the book, and then dropped him into another place so that you didn't even know they were the same person.
Wow.
Yeah, until you get to the end of the book. Yo, Unsettled by Ayanna Mathis. As you can tell, I really liked that one. Fantastic, fantastic writing. Ayanna Mathis.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to read something else that she's written.
Great. So my next book is really a tribute. I read it. I stopped to read this one as a tribute to the late, great Nikki Giovanni, who passed away just a few months ago. A library.
You know, you have some of the most colorful books with the most amazing artwork.
I know, and this artist is illustrated by Aaron K. Robinson.
Wow.
And Nikki Giovanni is, as we all know, amazing poet, amazing writer, professor at Virginia Tech, I believe, especially during the shootings. Got up and just really, just encouraged the crowd of people that were there during that tough season of that college's life. But she's gone on now, but she leaves behind a wealth of amazing books, and one of them is that I have in my hand is the children's book.
Wow.
Called The Library, which is an enchanting ode to the magic and the power of libraries and the treasures that they hold. Yeah. And her poetic prose captures, the wonder of being in a library, right?
How cool.
And what it does, it serves like a place of refuge and recovery. And I get excited talking about it because, as you know, Paul, I absolutely love the library.
You do.
I could go into a library, and there were days, especially my days when I was teaching full time, could spend, in college, I spent hours in the library studying. Yeah. But as a teacher, I spent hours in bookstores and libraries just looking for books that would align to my lessons. Right. And so I learned so much about authors and the work that they put in. I learned about illustrators and the different styles of writing for children's books. And what they address, how much you can actually teach out of one book is just amazing. But this one is just that one that says, you know what? It was like Nikki Giovanni just wanted to say, don't forget your libraries. Okay. And what treasures they hold. Okay, yeah. And so she celebrates this, and she makes it feel like a warm hug, Yeah. When she talks about the power of the libraries, because in there your imagination can run wild.
Oh yeah, true.
You know? True. And a lot of times, we lack imagination. We talked about it all the time. Yeah. And children, they just have great imagination.
They do.
And when you go to a library, that just expands it. Yeah. Look at those illustrations.
Yeah, that is so nice. Yeah.
And so, The Library by Nikki Giovanni. I had to get it, especially when she passed away. I had to get something.
Yeah.
Legacy.
Yeah. So, my last book here, I'm about 50% through. and it is The Reformatory
Oh, yes.
by Tanana Reeve.
Yes,
Dew.
yes. So you finally got to you got to it, huh?
Okay.
Was Stephen King right?
So yeah, she's the truth.
Oh, wow.
S.A. Cosby says that this is Do It Her Best.
Oh.
And someone by the name of Stephen Graham Jones says that this is the book of the decade.
Wow.
Okay, so
Wow.
it's historical fiction.
Wow.
And wow. It takes you on a journey to a time when, although free, black people did not have a lot of rights. They lived in cities where it was just basically, it was almost pseudo freedom, really. You know what I mean? They had a certain amount of freedom. If you drive down the road, there's a part of the book said that they drove at like 35 miles per hour just to make sure they didn't get pulled over by the police. Because there was no telling what would happen. It shows the disparity and how justice was meted out. To people of color, how unfair it was, but how resilient our people were. Black people, resilient.
Yes.
In the face of all of that, they were still strong. They were still proud.
Yes.
They taught their children to excel and to be great. And it makes mention of great institutions like the NAACP and the work that they did.
Absolutely.
It makes mention of Thurgood Marshall and the work that he did. And this book is based out of Florida, and a lot of tragic things happened in Florida in terms of the way black people were treated. So it's a really heavy book. And so one part of it, though, and this is what's amazing, how she brings in the idea of ghost and seeing people who had died. So you have people who are alive seeing people who have passed on. And that part of it, that sort of, I don't want to call it horror, but that, you know what I mean, that leaning in that direction, it goes into this story, this historical fiction. How she did it is it's just so amazing.
So well done.
And, you know, it never seemed out of place. It never seemed out of place that somehow you're bridging between historical fiction and things that actually happen, and also talking about these ghosts and it's.
But when you think about some of the things that happen,
right,
it's horrible. It's horrifying.
It's absolutely horrific. But to also bring in the people who had died, and to have them appear as what they call haints. In the book.
Yeah, it's a southern.
And some people were able to see them, and some people weren't. And also to find out the things that people believed back then, white and black. Traditions that they were taught about death and those types of things. That's in here too. So it's an informative book. It's an eye-opening book. It is a tough book to read sometimes, but I have to give it to her. The way that she did it is very well done.
Way to go.
I big ups to all authors. Big ups to all authors. But we are right now saying we're giving our props to the black authors that are doing their things, putting pen to paper, and writing some amazing literature for us to enjoy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all so much.
African American authors.
So you have one more.
Oh, last but certainly not least.
Okay.
So this one, let me preface by saying this, Paul and community. This was a book that I went out to an elementary school just about 2 weeks ago and read to a group of 5th grade students. So
I know this one.
So it's been a while. You know this one.
I know this one,
It had been a while since I'd done a read aloud lesson for a group of 5th graders, because, you know, 5th graders and up,
Yeah.
You don't see too many teachers doing read alouds. Not to say there are not any of you out there teachers.
Right.
I know you're great teachers out there doing read alouds, but read aloud lesson
Right.
to where, reading a book and doing an interactive read aloud, two different things, right?
Right.
So when I went, I literally introduced, not the standards, the objectives for this book, but I also, the literary elements that we would pull from it, but also the vocabulary. There's so much you can do with an interactive read aloud until it's not funny. So I wanted to make sure that the kids were they were pretty solid on some of the words that might be unfamiliar, but we also talked about multiple meaning words.
Okay.
That words could mean different things in different situations. And these kids were absolutely amazing. But the book had such a message.
I want to see if I'm right.
So the book is entitled Big.
Yeah. I remember that.
By Vashti Harrison.
You tested that book out on me.
I did. You are before I do a lesson, I try to practice. So important to do that. So my husband is usually the person I get to be the student.
Yeah, I'm the student.
And he's always a wonderful student. He sometimes rolls his eyes, but once I get into the interactive read aloud, he can't stop because it's so good. Right, honey? Right?
Right? Yeah, right. Yeah, she's right, y'all.
Whatever.
Right.
He's just playing with you all. He enjoyed it. He enjoyed every bit of it. So this one, honey, is such a unique book because Vashti Harrison is also the illustrator.
Okay.
And she's really an illustrator.
Okay.
And there's so much that you can talk about in this book from the very beginning, from the very cover, asking them about all of these awards because look, she's got a Coretta Scott King Award.
Yeah.
She's got she's a National Book Award finalist, and this also won the Caldecott Medal.
Wow.
Big deal of a book, right?
Yeah, medals everywhere.
Or
seals.
Yeah. And then, talking about the inside where, there's hidden words on the inside with all these scribbles. But this book is a beautiful celebration of self-empowerment.
It is indeed.
Especially for young people, but I wouldn't just say young people. I would also say adults too.
Everybody.
The illustrations in this book, they're just absolutely stunning. I mean, she's just an absolute, she's just a wonderful.
An artist.
Yeah, the pastels that are used, a wonderful artist with, look at that, just beautiful.
Yeah, lifelike.
Very lifelike, vibrant colors.
Yeah.
And heart. There's heart in this book.
Yeah.
And this story carries this uplifting message, of how we all should embrace our uniqueness.
Right.
And dream big.
Yeah. And also the power of words.
Oh, wow.
I remember. You said I was a good student.
I told you the book was that good.
Yeah. The power of words.
Words can uplift.
Yeah.
But words can also tear down.
Yep.
And the kids that I taught also picked up on that quickly. They picked up on, and they were able to make connections to their own lives. Right. And that's what really touched me. Yeah. That they were vulnerable enough in the midst of their peers. Right. To share that, I've had people to say words to me. Yeah. Or I've said words to others and I thought about it and said, you know what, I shouldn't have said that. Yeah. It's just a powerful book. And I found myself, like you said, reflecting on the way the book encouraged me to pursue greatness and encouraged others, regardless of the limits or the limitations that others may place on you. Right. Because that is also addressed in this book. Right. But it's short, it's sweet, and it's so packed with power. Yeah. 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 It was a beautiful book. A feel-good read. Yeah. At the end.
And what a wonderful way to close out today.
Yeah, I thought so.
Because when you think about words, and how authors take words and create sentences and paragraphs that ultimately create stories that we enjoy.
Absolutely.
Stories that inspire us. Yes. Stories that inform us, that educate us. To all authors, thank you.
Thank you all again, so much.
Because if you don't do what you do, a lot of what we enjoy would not exist.
Yeah.
So page turners, we've told you about our books. So now we're asking
please tell us.
to tell us about your books.
Yeah, tell us what pages are you turning.
Yes.
Let us know. We always read your feedback and we respond. But we get so much from your feedback, your comments, your requests, your information.
Yeah.
Until it's not funny. We really thrive on it.
We really do.
And we look forward to it.
And so we have read books.
Keep it coming.
We've read books because you said.
Because of you.
We should check it out.
Because of you, I read this.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. I'm reading Tanana Reeve Do right now.
Yeah, because of you.
Because of you guys.
Yeah.
I read the first book by Kennedy Ryan in that series.
Yeah.
Before I Let Go.
Yeah.
I read that because one of you said I should. So please keep sharing with us what you all are reading. We're about to go ahead and get out of here.
Yeah, it was fun though.
But yeah,
but
we're going to ask you to please like the videos, share the videos, subscribe to our channel, and please hit that notification bell so you know when we're back out with new content. All right, everybody?
Yes.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank you
for spending this time with us.
Yes.
Baby, do you have anything else you'd like to say?
Support your local library and support Black authors.
All right. You heard what she said. Y'all go ahead and do it. Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you.
And there's one more thing, y'all.
Oh, yes.
You know what to do. Keep turning
those
pages. All right. See you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Peace.